Can you describe what the limits are then on the government's power to limit expression?
It's almost impossible to figure out what the limitations are on government and limitations on free expression. It tends to be a case-by-case thing inside of a range. Generally speaking, government can't limit expression unless it's going to cause fairly direct harm to someone else. But where those lines are, very difficult. And of course, there are exceptions. For example, when we think about the concept of pornography and obscenity, with obscenity we can put to the side, but in terms of pornography, the argument had been made and has been made that pornography harms the people who make it, and it harms society in general because it puts people in a mindset where they might go out and engage in bad behavior. Yet, we don't necessarily restrict pornography on those grounds. We may restrict it on other grounds, but not on the general grounds that it might cause harm to someone else. So where the limits are on free expression, very difficult to find them. The court hasn't been able to set them and arguably won't, because expression is a tough thing. Figuring out what is proper free expression and what's not is very difficult. So for example, over time, what is expression? Is flag burning, for example, free expression? Well, the court has said clearly it is, which is somewhat interesting because it's unclear what it means or what message is being made when someone burns a flag. Clearly, the person's upset about something. What exactly they're saying is unclear. Nonetheless, the fact that they are expressing themselves in some way is deemed to be free expression that is protected under the First Amendment.
There are a few rules that the government must observe when considering limiting free expression. The government cannot limit free speech based on the content of the speech or who the speaker is. It cannot limit expression merely because it dislikes the expression. Even when the government can restrict speech, for example, based on time, place, or manner, it may do so only in a content-neutral manner. Similarly, it must be clear about the speech it is restricting. Vague or overbroad restrictions are not allowed. The government also must use the least restrictive means to limit speech. So regulating marches may be acceptable. Banning marches would not be acceptable.